Mr. Ernest Owens. Welcome.
Ernest Owens.
Hello, hi everyone.
Good.
Hi.
I'm glad we can hear you.
You look chilled out. You look nice and chill.
Yes,
Where are
I
you?
did not do any crazy activities today. It's a day of rest and reflection, and that is what I'm looking at. I mean, I didn't do any community service stuff today. It's just, it's a day to reflect.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yes. So, what are your reflections? Do you want to share some with us?
Well,
I
yeah,
would
I
love to
think
hear your thoughts on just where you're at and, you know,
yeah, I've been following, some of the stuff with the inauguration today. I'm just more I mean, the TikTok situation is just so stupid, and it's been frustrating to see people kind of fall for the okey doke about this. Like, it's almost like, did anyone pay attention? And then you start to realize like why the election went the way it went, because it's like everyone is like catching up on things that had kind of been out. So they're like, wait, Trump was the one who said he wanted to ban TikTok? I'm like, yes, this all started with him wanting to do it.
yeah.
And also people not even understanding the full nature of what is at stake with TikTok, and even not forgetting the law, because I guess this president's forgotten the law. I mean, it's the, oh, we're going to work with him. He can make declarations before he's actually officially sworn in. Because, like, right now, he's being sworn in, but you would have thought that that already happened last week based on the way he's been making announcements, and even how this app has been doing. They're like thanking him as if the deal's been done, and it's going to fool people because, again, people are not understanding that this has been something that's been signed into law. Supreme Court has upheld it. You just can't walk in and say executive order supersedes all of that. Like, it doesn't work that way.
But maybe it does. We don't know how it's going to work because he's got the court behind him. I think what you said right off the top of this is so it's sort of the whole ball of wax is like that people just fall for the okey doke. I, I mean, to me, that's a combination of just folks not understanding, being tuned out,
Mhm.
one. Number two, not understanding how things work, no civics understanding.
Yeah.
But then mostly, I just feel like there's like a detachment, like an uncaring. So it's not just I'm tuned out, it's just I don't give a shit. And it feels to me like that's the predominant. There's like a selfishness that has taken over, and that's the predominant
Well,
thing.
the selfishness is coming from on high, to Ernest's point. Like, it's all like we're now going into this lane, apparently. And the TikTok, like, my kids are like, oh my God, TikTok is going away. I'm like, it'll be back on Monday. There's
Hang in.
no reality in which TikTok will not return by Monday.
Right. I mean, but there's a part of me that wonders, like, if you're seeing some of the tension, right? Tom Cotton, who's a senator of Arkansas, and then a Republican from Nebraska, another Republican senator from Nebraska, they're pushing against this. Like, there's no unity like it had been in 2017. And I think that what I don't want Democrats to do, and what I do hate a little bit about politics, is that we're seeing with the elected officials themselves a level of mixed energy, but everybody on both sides go to one extreme over the other. And the more and more I get older and I see this stuff, the more I realize that there's always this middling ground, and it's about who wants to nudge harder on what they want. And I think what I mean by this is that no one gets their absolute way, but some people choose to make others uncomfortable get their way. And I think that's what Republicans do, right? Like, Republicans are not going to get their way their entire way these next 4 years. I honestly would say that they better get what they can in these next 2 years, right? But with Democrats, and this is their problem, is that when they have situations where they can get more of their way, they acquiesce more for this performative sense of dignity that never gets returned back to them. They never get the reciprocity for their sense of dignity and bipartisanship that they want to go for. And that's what pisses voters off, which is why they continue to lose they lose a certain set of votes every election from what was supposed to be the coalition that was supposed to keep them in power. They had it, but they dropped it because they keep acquiescing to try to appeal to this middle ground that is not no longer here. Like, they're not reading the room. They're not reading where we currently are. They keep thinking that we're going to return to whatever it was in '08. We're past that. I think we need to accept that. there is ways to move forward, but we cannot keep trying to force the Obama coalition of 2008 to 2012 and think we can keep playing that playbook and go back there. That's over. That doesn't mean that just because that's over, there's no hope and promise for the future. It's just that you're going to have to recognize that you can't make everybody happy. And Republicans, they have understood that a little bit better, that they are willing to make other folks uncomfortable to push their policy. And guess what? They can do that and they can still win office. I think Democrats have always feared that if they didn't play to the middle more, if they didn't play to the right more, that they'll forfeit. But the irony is, when they actually leaned on what they really wanted and stood 10 toes down on it, they actually would get more victory because there was a level of competence and a level of respect, because people like people that stand on business. I think even those who do not support Trump, but when I hear them kind of give him some level of props or kudos, it's always this idea of, well, at least he seems competent in his disillusion. Like he's fully invested in it. He's fully
in
with it.
100%. And
Right.
I think there's something really to that.
But real quick, Democrats do the right thing, right? They actually do the right thing, but the way that they sell it, they don't have a sense of like full competence, even when they're doing the right thing. Like they never are like aggressive about trans issues and the rights of that. Like there's always this pivot to try to find middle ground, even on things that are absolutely what they should be fighting for.